Okay, Bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. Alright, we are looking at today, myself, Mr. Iqbal, algebraic simplification. Today's date is the 30th of December 2013. We're looking at the MathsWatch CD work, grade C, clip 102. So here's some questions I've written on the board. Hopefully you can see them nice and clearly. Right, let's start off with the first question. Nice and straightforward. We have x add x. Okay, so if you have this x is actually worth 1x. But we don't write the 1 down, but it means 1x. And then we have another 1x, because there's no number there, it means automatically 1 by default. So 1x add 1x will give us a total of 2x, and it's done. The next question. We have an expression 5t minus 3t. We have to simplify it. So if I have 5 t's, t could be anything that you want to call it, and minus 3 t's, so that will give you a total of 2 t's. Okay, so you say 5 tea cakes minus 3 tea cakes is 2 tea cakes. So the tea, we're talking about the same commodity here, which is the tea. We're talking in terms of tea. So 5 lots of tea minus 3 lots of tea will give us 2 lots of tea, and that's the answer for that one. Next one, we have 3g. That's not the 3g on your phone, by the way. This is different type of 3g. 3g minus a g on its own means minus 1g plus 6g. So if I have 3 g's and I take one of them away, I'm left with 2 g's, and then I'm going to add to that 6 g's. So my final answer will be 8g. Okay. So what we're doing here, we're looking at like terms. So the g's are the same term. So we're talking about the same type, the same quantity. Now let's have a look at these questions over here in silver black. So we have xy add 3xy. Now we have, remember, if you have no number in front, it automatically becomes a 1. So you have 1xy plus a 3xy. So that will give us a total of 4xy. Okay. Now the term looks like it's getting more complicated, but you have to look at the root part of it. We've got 4 lots of x squared y minus 1 lot of x squared y. So we're talking about the same thing again. We're talking about the item x squared y. So 4 of them minus 1 of them will give us 3 of them. Okay, now, so we were looking first of all at addition and subtraction. We got one more over here to do. Now in this particular one here, we have got t terms, and we have got another one which is u. So here we have 2 different types of terms. So we need to collect like terms. So what we're going to look at now, so I will say I've got 3t, and I'm going to add to that 2t. Make sure you take its sign, which is in front of it on the left hand side, into consideration. You must absolutely look at that sign. That's the key. So I have 3 t's, and then I add to that another 2 t's. So 3 t's add 2 t's will give us an answer of 5t. Okay, now the next one, which we've done in blue. So we have plus 4u. Remember, the plus belongs to the 4u. I have 4u's, and a minus 7 of them. So plus 4u minus 7u will give us a total of minus 3u. It's like saying I have 4 umbrellas and I have to give you 7 umbrellas. So after giving you the 4 that I have, I still owe you 3. Negative numbers coming in again. So negative numbers, folks, you make sure you get them done through my previous videos. Make sure you go through those videos first. If you're getting stuck with the negative numbers, you should not be getting stuck with negative numbers by now. You should have mastered the negative numbers: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And that's the answer, 5t minus 3u. Okay, now we're going to switch off. Now we're going to move towards the blue questions. We have x time by x time by x. Now this one will now involve indices. So any letter or number which has no power has an automatic power of 1 or default power of 1. So now, what do we do when we multiply these? What do we do to the powers? What do we do to the powers? We have to add them. When we multiply these letters which are the same, we get the indices and we add them. That's the rule. Okay, here's the next question. We have x to the power of 3 times by x to the power of 5. So what do we do? So we're still talking about x's. So we have the 3 and we add it to the 5. So 3 add 5 will give us, okay, 8. So that's x to the power of 8. Right, here's the next one. We have y squared multiplied by y cubed multiplied by y to the 4. So the answer is going to involve a y because the y's are all the same, which is good. Now we can get the 2 and add it to the 3 and add it to the 4. So that gives me a final answer of y to the power of, so you have 5 here plus another 4, y to the power of 9. Okay. Right, let's move on to this side now, folks. We have x times by z, any letter times by another letter. When you simplify it, you take the times out. And it becomes simply xz. Now, here we have a combination of numbers and letters. Okay, now, what we need to do first of all, we have a 2r times by 3s times by 5t. We need to understand what it means. First of all, there is another multiplication sign here. Okay, 2r means 2 times by r, times by 3 times by s, times by 5 times by t. So I did some extra multiply signs to show you what we're really dealing with. Now, what we can do now, because it's a product, because we're multiplying this by this, by this, by this, by this, by this, we multiply 2 times by r, times by 3 times by s. When we are doing a multiplication calculation, we can change the order in which we do them. So I'm going to do all the numbers first. I'm going to change color now. I'm going to do 2 times by 3 times by 5, the number parts first. And then I'm going to do the letter parts. Time by r, time by s, time by t. So now we should get an answer which is numerical and an answer which is letters. So 2 times by 3 is 6. 6 times by 5 is 30. So all this part here gives us 30. R times by s times by t simply gives us RST. We just compact them. We take the times sign out. So the final answer is 30 RST because we got to put them together. So that's 30. That's RST. 30 times by RST is 30 RST. That's as one go. No spaces in there. Okay. Next question. We have. So we have 4x squared y times by 2x. Okay, 4x squared y times by 2x. Again, what we need to do, we need to split it up, do the numbers in one place, do the x's and then the y's. So I'm going to put in here, actually wrong color, a little baby times sign and a little baby times sign. So 4x squared y means 4 times by x squared times by y. Okay, Hassan? Time by 2 times by x. Now that we've got a string of multiplications to do, I'm going to change the order of them. So let's do the numbers first. So what do we have first? We have 4 times by 2. So these are the numerical parts. Next, Hassan, we're going to do time by x squared time by x. Okay, let's make these in a different color over here. Otherwise it might get confusing. Okay, and then the last part we're going to have, let's change color again to a black, and we're going to have just time by the y, that was over there. So here's all the number parts in one place, here's all the x parts in another place, and here's the y part in the last place. Okay, now let's simplify these and get us have a nice number. So we have 4 times by 2, that will give us 8. X squared times by x will give us squared times by x, remember that has the power of 1. So x squared times by x will give us a total of x to the power of 3. And times by y to the power of 1, that just stays as y. And then we finish the question. Okay? So remember here, x squared times by x, without the 1, you've got to put the 1 in. So then you add the 2 and the 1. So when you multiply any item, you add the indices as long as the item is the same. Here comes the last one now. Okay, so again we have 2x squared y cubed times by 5x4y squared. So it doesn't matter how they're trying to make it more difficult. It's not more difficult. As long as you understand these principles, you can break it down. So, well, I know it means this and I can do it like that. So let's see what it means. In between the 2 and the x squared is a times. Got a big one there, little one here. Okay, so all these little bits here are times. So we can reread the question as 2 times by x squared times by y cubed times by 5 times by x4 times by y squared. So it's a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits. So what do we do now, Hassan? We do the numerical parts and the letter parts separate. Let's do the numerical. For example, let's have a look at this. We have 2 times by 2 times by 5. That are the numerical parts. Okay. And then we're going to change color. We're going to do the x parts. We have x squared times by x to the 4. And then we have on the last part we have y to the power of 3 here. All we're doing now is just rearranging the order. We haven't changed the maths. We haven't changed the question. So we have y to the power of 3 here multiplied by y to the power of 2. Okay, remember these ones here are little multipliers. I'll make them even more smaller. Okay, to show you that these are not x's, they're times. So let's have a look at this answer now. So here we have 2 times by 5 will give us 10. We have x squared times by x to the 4. That'll give us x to the 6. Okay, because when we multiply these, we add the indices. We don't multiply the indices. And then when we do y to the power of 3 times by y to the power of 2, we get y to the power of 5. And that's the question finished. Okay folks, welcome for joining us on this Clip 102 Grade C MathsWatch work. For my student who's having his lesson here, and for all you students who are in school. Hope this helps you with your GCSE revision. Okay, please keep it up. Please join us in the next video. We'll look on the next page. Thank you.